Hey friends, welcome to today's video. I am back again with another fall grapevine wreath inspiration project. Now I'm going to share how I painted the sign, how I put it on, how I made the bow, how I put the flowers on, and a few other tips. Guys, if you're new here, my name is Tracy. I love to share crafty ideas with a bit of rustic country charm. If you're returning, welcome back. All right guys, let's go ahead and get started and let me share how I create my grapevine wreaths. I like to use the 18-inch grapevine wreath, and I have the most luck finding them at Hobby Lobby. These are the flowers that I'm going to use in this project. This bouquet came from Walmart. Now I'm also pulling some other neutral color flowers that I picked up from the Dollar Tree, like some burlap sunflowers and some wheat or some grass. And these mums are from the gift shop that I designed for, and I decided to use these berries that are also from the gift shop that I designed for. This grass also came from the gift shop that I designed for, but there's a lot of places that have wheat and grass and berries and all of that kind of stuff. So what I did is I took the berries apart, and I decided to take this wheat pick like this, and I'm bending it where I'm going to stick it into the grapevine form to kind of, position it around. I'm kind of going to do like a crescent or a half moon type of design. And so if I want some of the wheat to hold down, I just use some wire, just some thin wire to hold some of the wheat down in the place that I want it to. This Hello Fall wood word is from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just using some buttermilk color Americana paint and just going over the word just to give it some color and protection. I know it really doesn't show up here on video, but I did give it a coat of the buttermilk paint. Okay, then to give it some distressing, or just to kind of give it some shading a bit, I like to use my distress ink. Now this is in the color Vintage Photo, and I'm just using my finger dauber and just going around the entire letter just to give it some different color. You can find this in the scrapbooking section at any craft store. Okay, so these are the leaves that I'm going to start with. I've already got my wheat on, but I'm going to take these apart. Now, these leaves came from a Walmart, and I have advocated for Walmart bouquets before. Maybe you've heard me say that. Anyway, so I just used my wire cutters, cut those apart, and then I just stuck them into the grapevine, just using some hot glue. I like to use the Gorilla hot glue. Now, to get my letter or my word on, I just use some wire, and I use kind of like the holes where the at the top and then at the bottom, and I just secured it to my wreath with just some wire. Now I have taken my bouquet apart and have just with my wire cutters, and what I'm going to do is I'm just using some hot glue, and I'm just sticking them in to the wreath. And so then I use Gorilla hot glue, and I just start layering them around my wreath. I start at the top, then I put one at the bottom, then I go to the side just to make sure that everything is even. And I make sure when I start this, I get to this point, now I'm going to make the bow, and this is just kind of my process, and just by watching other wreath makers, listening to them just to give the different tips that works for them, that is how I learn to make my wreaths. For my bow, I'm using my Easy Bow Maker. This is my favorite way to make bows right now, and my affiliate link will be in the description box below if you would like to check out this Easy Bow Maker. I have it upside down because I'm right-handed, and I like that dowel on the right-hand side, so that's why it's upside down. But it has 2 dowels in the middle, and that is when I'm going to start making my bow. Now, this is going to be a faster version, meaning I'm not I'm going to speed it up a little bit. But if you want to know from start to finish, I will slow every step down and just show you the bow. You can watch this video that I also have posted on my channel that shows you step by step in slow motion, real time of how I made this bow. But for time purposes, I'm speeding this video up, just kind of walking you through briefly of how I make the bow on the Easy Bow Maker. For my bottom loop, I'm starting with this 2.5 inch burlap ribbon that I think I got at Michael's, and I make a 5 inch loop. I dovetail the ends. I have one tail going down and one tail going up. I'm making another layer of the bow. I just put it in there and twist it, and then make a smaller loop for this bow as I go along. So I continue to do this. I'm layering this pumpkin burlap ribbon that I picked up from Craft Outlet, and just twisting that in there, making just a little bit smaller loop, and I will continue to layer this bow, making loops and making tails. I dovetail my ribbons, and I will just continue to make the bow. Again, if you would like a slower version of this tutorial, just check out the video. My bow is finished, all my ribbon is there. I take 2 pipe cleaners and I'm twisting them together to make a longer pipe cleaner. And so here's the point where I'm like, yeah, a viewer had recommended to put the pipe cleaner underneath to bring it up. And so I just am kind of struggling here just a little bit, just to kind of, because I like to twist it in the back. But, you know, if I get a little bit more used to it, I might like this process a little bit better. Now I fluff my bow. This is just a fluff box. It's not necessary. It's just something that I have. I also have a link for that in the description box below. And it's just a box that, you know, I can just put my bow on there. It has a nail and it has a little eye hook just to kind of keep it stable. And so then I can fluff out my bow, make my dovetails, and just make my bow very nice and pretty. Once my bow is all fluffed out, this is how it looks, just so nice, fluffy, and pretty. So then to attach it to my grapevines, I thread it through the actual grapevine. I don't wrap it around. I thread it through the grapevine stems and secure it like that on the back. And so then I will continue to put all of my flowers and fill in leaves all around the wreath. And so I kind of do my grapevine wreaths this way. Every wreath maker is different, has their own way of doing things. I'm just kind of sharing what works for me and my crafting. And so then I will continue just to fill in different flowers and leaves and wheat, greenery, grass, all of that kind of stuff until I like the look of it.